Sometimes children naturally want to share what happened during their day. They want to talk about school, friends, or time spent with the other parent. But during separation or ongoing conflict, something can slowly begin changing. For some adults, hearing about the other parent may bring up feelings of hurt, rejection, anger, or unresolved conflict. Instead of managing those feelings themselves, they may respond with disappointment, silence, tension, or emotional distance whenever the other parent is mentioned. The child may begin noticing that talking about certain experiences seems to upset that adult. A simple story suddenly changes the mood. An innocent comment creates tension. Without anyone directly telling them to stop talking, the child may begin feeling that honesty no longer feels emotionally safe. This is often where children begin hiding what they say. Sometimes they leave parts of the story out. Sometimes they change small details. Sometimes they decide it feels safer not to say anything at all. The body may begin feeling tense before the child fully understands why. What they repeatedly experience is that certain words, memories, or conversations create emotional reactions from one of the adults. Over time, the child may begin learning that protecting the adult's emotional comfort feels safer than speaking honestly about their own experiences. This gradually becomes the child's emotional adaptation to repeated loyalty pressure. This means the child begins feeling that speaking honestly about one parent may upset the parent they are talking to. As a result, they begin carefully deciding what feels safe to share and what feels safer to keep hidden. What this often does is place the child in an emotionally difficult position. They are no longer deciding whether something is true. They are deciding whether it feels emotionally safe to say it. As these children become adults, many still remember thinking through every conversation before speaking, wondering whether one simple sentence might upset someone they cared about. If this happens once, it may simply be a difficult moment. But when it happens repeatedly, children may gradually begin believing that silence protects relationships better than honesty. Instead of expressing themselves freely, they begin editing their thoughts before anyone else hears them. Some feelings remain hidden. Some experiences stay private, and some parts of who they are slowly become difficult to express. Some people describe this as a narcissistic family pattern when it happens repeatedly, because over time the child's emotional needs may gradually become secondary to the adult's need for reassurance, emotional comfort, or relationship security, placing a responsibility on the child that was never theirs to carry. What the child slowly learns is that protecting other people's emotions feels more important than expressing their own. That adaptation can continue into adulthood. Some adults later find themselves carefully choosing every word before difficult conversations. Others struggle to speak honestly because they are still watching for someone else's emotional reaction. In healthy co-parenting relationships, children are free to speak honestly without worrying that their words will damage important relationships or become someone else's emotional responsibility. Your silence may make more sense than you realized. Recognizing this pattern helps explain why speaking honestly may have started feeling emotionally risky instead of natural. If this helped put words to your experience, like the video and subscribe to the channel. This channel exists to help you recognize narcissistic and manipulative patterns calmly, clearly, and without blame, so you can understand what is happening and trust yourself again. And when children repeatedly learn that speaking directly feels unsafe, another pattern often begins developing. Adults may begin communicating through the child instead of with each other, placing the child even deeper inside adult relationship dynamics. In the next video, we'll look at why they use the child to carry messages. Click here to watch.